What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. You know who it is, your boy, John.
I'm just a regular slayer this week.
Just a regular motherfucker,
Just
huh?
regular motherfucker this week. I didn't roll this week. I mean, I did, but you roll this week?
I rolled 2 days this week.
What days did you roll?
I think Monday and Tuesday. And I took Wednesday off, and obviously Thursday, and then Friday I was getting ready to, have a little get-together, so just kind of chilled.
Yeah.
A regular-ass week. Nothing crazy. Fuck you. Why do I see that twinkle in your eyes, asshole?
What are you drinking over there?
I'm actually drinking a nice, refreshing Coca-Cola.
Full flavor?
Full flavor.
Whew, that's like 1,000 calories right there, dude. So,
And it's in this little Christmas cup.
Yes. Before we get ripping.
I don't even know. I haven't weighed myself. I'm probably sitting around 220, to be honest.
Maybe like 225?
No.
Hey, it's real easy to get from 220 to 225. That happens real quick.
I still, during the week, I eat pretty healthy. It's just the weekends I'm letting myself eat whatever. And, yesterday was not good.
If you're listening to this one,
Not
go
good.
back. Go back,
Not good.
watch it on YouTube, look at my face.
Not good.
Yeah.
But,
I only rolled Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday and Wednesday. That's it this week. So a pretty slow week for me. So do you want to talk about Limitless Tape first?
Yeah, first. We got one of our watchers, Slasher BJJ on Instagram. Go give him a follow. We were talking a little bit, and then he happened to let us know that he has a tape company. So he sent us some tape to try out. We haven't tried it yet. We just got it. But it looks pretty legit. It's the thinner strips, which I like. I don't like the thick ones.
This is even thinner than the Fuji stuff.
Yeah, which is perfect for fingers. So we'll give this a shot, give it a test out. His girl uses tape. I use tape. Yeah. And so we'll let his girl use it, and then I'm going to use it for sure.
I only use it if I'm in extreme pain, like joint pain or something like that. Usually when I...
it's pinky.
Yeah, pinky. I think we talked about this before, but I was rolling to somebody, and he pulled guard while I had a hand grip on him. And I fell onto him, and my fucking pinky went the opposite way. So I haven't been taping it for a while, but I'll give some to my wife. My wife.
Yeah, I've been taping these two fingers because they still fucking hurt.
Yeah. Oh, hey, if you watched the video last week, you can see where the Zen hits me. It just hits me, and I'm like, ugh. It sucks. You got to buy the fucking non-flavored ones, though.
They have these at Walmart, at 7-Eleven right here.
Yeah, that's where I got the
brand new ones.
Yeah,
a whole stack. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I might have to hit one of those in a little bit. Give us a sponsorship, Zen.
If they're not sponsoring Ryan,
they're doing so fucking big. They're so big.
Well, now I think they're banning them now.
No, I read the lawsuit thing. What it was is that Zen got sold from whatever company they were to, I think, Philip Morris, like the Marlboro company. And Philip Morris continued to ship flavored ones to California when they weren't supposed to. So that they're getting sued over that. So you can't buy anything online right now. You can only buy it in stores.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no way they probably spent like $1 billion on this company and then fucking
just drop it.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a good week for some matches though. The number one, that was a stacked card.
Let's talk about the UFC real quick because it's quicker.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want to talk about all the fights. I just want to talk about one in particular. Our dog, Robert Whitaker. You know why he's our dog?
Why is he?
At full disgrace, Mike Dot.
Oh?
He owns a school.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and it's called Meat and Grange. I don't know where the fuck that's at. Somewhere, and I'll show you. But he was supposed to lose this fight. He was supposed to fight Hamzat, and Hamzat pulled out, the pull-out machine. And then he fought this dude, a scary, Dagestani dude, on short notice. And everyone put the odds at 0 or at 1-1. That he could win, that he was going to lose, and he fucked this fool up first round. Beat his ass and knocked him out.
Nice.
In a minute, 2 minutes, it was crazy.
So he wasn't supposed to. He was
supposed to lose that fight because everyone thinks Robert's on the downslide because he's lost the last 2 title shots that he had. But in 10 years or 8 years, he's only lost to Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis.
So big
he's beat everybody else.
Yeah.
And he's beat every other big guy. He just beat Paulo Costa. He fucked up Yoel Romero a couple times. Dude, Robert's the truth. He's been my favorite even before I was doing jiu-jitsu, so I'm stoked that he's still out there doing it. He's 35 or 36. He's getting pretty old to be at his weight class.
I think, what weight class is he in?
180
or
185
it is, I think. Hard, yeah.
Yeah, because he even calls himself Skinny Rob when he does it.
Yeah.
Because he looks sucked up. He probably walks around over 200.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. I think he's 6 foot, probably 205, walking around, and he cuts down to 85 for the fights.
That's a lot of weight to cut.
Yeah. But that was a cool fight. The UFC actually was really good yesterday. I watched 3 or 4 of the fights on replay because I didn't know what was happening at 12 in the afternoon.
I didn't know.
But the fights I saw on replays were all really good. Volkan Ozdemir knocked out Johnny Walker like in 2 minutes,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
It was a nasty knockout.
He's lost his last few fights too, hasn't he?
Johnny Walker's he's on the downslide, yeah. But fucking Ozdemir hit him, and he dropped and popped back up and kept fighting. But you could tell that he was still dazed. And then he hit him again, and then hit him again, and he collapsed, and then just fucking was out. Oh, that's the Robert Whittaker one too. Robert hit this dude. I can't think of his name. Dagestani kid hit him, and he was like kind of stumbled, and he popped back up. And Robert hit him again, and he high kicked him, dropped him to the floor. Like his head bounced off the mat, and he stood back up. He hit him again, and he kind of crumbled into the corner, then Robert hit him one more time and just slapped him on the ground. I was like, dude, that was ruthless. It was ruthless. It was good fights yesterday, all the ones I watched.
I'm not a fan of Johnny Walker. I don't know. I don't like his demeanor.
He was going to be the next one until he did that dumbass worm and tore his shoulder.
Shit. Yeah. He's fucked up playing around.
Yeah.
Yep. Any other good matches on there? Or are those like the main
I only watched a couple of them because I just watched them real quick before we went over to Big Danny's house. Fucking happy anniversary, 10 years with your wife. That's nothing. 10 years to be married, it's nothing to...
That's a long time.
Sniff something about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then who's number one? That card was stacked.
Before we get to who's number one, if you got a pool and you're in the local area, let me know. I'm trying to be in it all summer. Continue. Who's number one?
You had Gordon Ryan's girl.
Everyone just refers to her as the wife.
Yeah.
So Natalia Santoro.
People are giving her, like, talking shit to her, or giving a lot of shit, but it's like she's not a competitor. So the fact that she went out and competed like that, I thought she was doing okay until she rolled into that armbar.
Smashed, dog.
No, she wasn't.
I think that was a bias how much you like Gordon.
She
was getting her ass whooped.
No, she wasn't.
Man, dude, she looked trying to fucking knee cut. She looks as bad as I look trying to.
Yeah, but she was on top the whole time, so she wasn't getting smashed.
Yeah, but I mean,
when she got caught, she did that stupid flip.
She went into the
armbar. She flipped herself right into that armbar. But I was looking at it, and I'm thinking, like, you're not a competitor. Your first time competing, you're competing on a giant fucking stage. She's obviously not Gordon.
But she's been with Danaher for a long time.
Doesn't matter. Is she a brown belt?
She's a brown belt.
Yeah.
Because I looked her up because I talked about it on here before. I thought she wasn't Brazilian because I thought he said that she was something else.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she's like Argentinian from Brazil.
From Brazil.
Because I looked her up and then I was looking at her Instagram.
You know, the Nazis and all that moved over there.
Yeah.
You know.
She moved, I think, as a blue belt to Danaher. So.
I mean, I thought she did all right.
That was all right, but she got fucked up.
I mean, yeah, that was dumb.
You know what's the most fucked up part about that? So if you guys are into the jiu-jitsu drama,
yeah,
do you know why? Do you want to call them the B-Team Bulls?
Yes.
Right, look that up. Go on Reddit. Look at why they call them the B-Team Bulls. But that chick that beat her up wore that Bulls fucking...
Yeah, the whole fucking get up, yeah.
Damn. You're getting called out in front of everyone like that, too. That's ruthless.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was still... I thought she did okay for someone that doesn't compete.
Yeah.
Like, there's a... You know, but whatever, she lost. And then...
All those fights were good. I can't remember, like, all the highlights of the next two. So the third one was this dude, Felipe Costa, or fourth one, versus Declan Moody.
Uh-huh.
I think Philippe trains with New Wave, and Declan trains with B-Team. The B-Team fucking... They swept it all. They won everything.
Yeah.
Except for J-Rod didn't win, but that wasn't a dude from New Wave.
No.
But that
was a good... He fought Titan.
Yeah, but we'll get there in a second. So before that was DeAndre Corbet versus Ethan Krellenstein. I mean, Krellenstein's kind of like... He's kind of like a decision master, but he went out there and put in work, and he beat it this time. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
It's like Krellenstein doesn't... It's like he doesn't have, like, the killer finishes, right? Because that was a decision, too,
It looks like he's just out there trying to have fun.
He just, the problem is like they don't have, the B team doesn't have they don't have like a leader, right? So they're out there kind of doing their thing and not really progressing. And at the level that they're at, they need to continuously progress, and they need to hunt for the submissions more.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the way that their gym is set up, there's no like. It's kind of like it's like it's just open. There's no one person. It's like
I think their competitors, like the kids and the young adults that they're bringing up, are probably progressing because they have good instruction. But the pros don't have instruction. You know what I mean? They're the ones teaching the classes and kind of doing their thing and just roll. I think they're just fucking pojada every day.
Yeah.
So they're not really progressing. They need Craig, or they need to bring in someone to
Craig
really
doesn't
push
even want
them.
to beat.
He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
he talked about it in an interview. He said, "Hey, when the split happens, I'm going to get you guys going because I have the biggest name." and I'm just gonna do my thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
he's like,
that's why
obviously
it hasn't been there. Yeah.
he owns it.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, like, I'm gonna get it going for you guys to have something because I think they all get paid a little bit from it. But Craig and his partner actually own it, and I think they pay everyone else to be around and teach and stuff like that. Would be my guess. But he's like, I just want to be the name. You know, it'd be like having a Gracie Maita or having a Hickson Gracie school. It's like you just pay him as a as
professor
like
or something. Yeah.
Whereas what do they call it? A franchise fee or whatever. So, which is cool. I mean, it helped those dudes out and put them on the map. You know, the B Team YouTube channel is huge, which is fun to watch. I love watching their shit. And then the up and comer, the dog, Joseph Chen versus Elijah Dorsey. Elijah, is he the dude that was from fucking Lloyd Irvin?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy that Lloyd Irvin was there.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that. That's crazy. You guys got to go. If you don't know who Lloyd Irvin is, go look up Lloyd Irvin on Reddit.
And all the
look
drama.
up the stories and the drama.
The fact he's not in prison.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that boys. And dude, did you, who was? I think. Who? Oh, there's a long.
Because there was a recent thing with them that just happened fairly
Another
recently.
one?
And I think so. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Fucking, if you look up when Keenan was on Craig Jones on El Segundo, Keenan was from Lloyd Irvin.
Yep.
He broke it all down. He said that Lloyd Irvin had like a 3PL. That was called? No, a third part. The pyramid scheme. What do they call that shit now? Multi-level marketing.
Yeah, no.
So he has like a multi-level marketing thing, and he gets all these people to do it. That's where he makes all his money from. That's crazy. But then Joseph Chen was kind of looked like he was not doing good. Then he turned it on, took that dude's back, and choked him the fuck out super quick. Joseph Chen, that's what I've been saying. He's maybe not the dark horse, but he's probably the underdog to win that minus 80 division at CJI.
I don't know. Now with the Rotolo brothers though.
I don't know. So oh man, dude, Joseph Chen's good, dude. He's good.
We'll see.
Craig talks about Joseph beating him.
Really?
Often, yeah.
That's impressive.
He's good.
Yeah.
Joseph's very good. So that was a good step because, I mean, however the weirdness you feel about Lloyd Irvin that everyone feels, he has a good team. Mm-hmm. I mean, he produced Keenan. He produced the dudes in the UFC, Ryan Hall. There's like 4 or 5 like really
high
big
level
dudes that came out of Lloyd Irvin. You know that dude like basically promoted himself to black belt too?
Did he?
Yo, dude.
I didn't know the story.
So this is like the condensed story about Lloyd Irvin. In like the 90s, he started training jiu-jitsu with somebody that had like lineage like of a real person, got his blue belt wherever they're at, and then moved back to where he was from, opened a school as a blue belt, and just I don't think anyone ever actually promoted him to black belt. So I think he just gave himself a black belt, and then like he had to call him Master Lloyd Irvin, I think.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And we fuck around and say Master Hoyler, but he has the rank of Master.
Yeah.
Because once you get to Coral Belt, you're
considered master.
Well, your rank is no longer Professor.
Yeah.
It's Master.
Yeah.
So that's like the joke. And then also in Portuguese, I think Master, M-A-S-T-R-E, like is Professor in English.
Oh.
It's like Mastre or whatever. It means like Professor.
Yeah.
So that's why they call him Master Hoyler. It's kind of like a joke, but not a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lloyd is like, hey, because Keenan said it, it's like you have to call him Master Irving.
That's crazy.
Wild shit, dude.
Crazy.
What else was on? What was the next one? Adele Forino, she's Italian, so I don't know how to say it. Fornino versus Anna Rodriguez, who's like Anna's supposed to be like she's like a big gi person, like she's a 4 or 5 time world champion. Was fighting Adele Forino, and it was a good fight. Adele ended up subbing her, I think, right at the end. But the thing I thought about that fight was it was interesting that Anna, they're calling A-Rod. A-Rod didn't want to commit. It was like she was afraid to do jiu-jitsu, which was super surprising to me. It kind of bummed me out because it was literally like 8 or 9 minutes, maybe 12 minutes of them. She was standing while the other girl was trying to play guard. You remember that fight?
I'm trying to remember. I watched them all, but like I don't remember.
She was the one in the chat, and I was like, "Yo, this chick fighting right now is pretty attractive."
Oh yeah.
A-Rod, she's bad. Like it's funny because like she looks really good in video, and like on the pictures on Instagram, was like she's kind of frumpy. But I was like, obviously those pictures aren't doing it justice. She's banging. Don't tell my wife. What was the next one? What, you have anything to say about that one?
No. I mean, the biggest ones I was looking at.
Okay, now we're into it.
Was like
Tynan versus Jay Rodriguez.
That was
so
interesting.
Tynan is as high level as it gets. He's new to no-gi, but he's from a no-gi school. Do people forget that fucking Hoffa is like 2-time ADCC champion, youngest ever to fucking do it? I think he's like an 8-time no-gi world champion, like some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like, AOJ is a no-gi academy. They just only talk about the gi.
I feel like he slowed the game down on J-Rod.
That's what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, he slowed him down, and I think people felt like he was the underdog there, kind of, but I don't know. It was a good match. I thought he played from the bottom mostly and was able to like slow him down and just play his game and slow J-Rod. I mean, that's the key to beat J-Rod, is just slowing him down, so kill his athleticism, right?
Yeah, it's funny because J-Rod, did you see the pre-fight, like the press?
Where you said he's not going to go for buggy chokes or like
he's not going to try to be athletic. He's going to try to do jiu-jitsu. So I think that's the perfect example between a real professional high-level black belt versus a purple belt competitor. You know what I mean? Because J-Rod's a purple belt. He's been a purple belt for over a year, 2 years now. So because he got his purple belt when he won the trials 2 years ago. So he's on the second year of being a purple belt, which I think is only 3 or 4 years total training. I think 3 years total training, because they gave him his blue belt like in a couple months. Not Craig, someone else did. And then versus, Tynan's been a black belt for 4 or 5 years now. I think 4 years. He's at the top of the level in the gi, and you can see that like Tynan was focused on doing jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
And J-Rod, I don't know if everybody knows this, J-Rod grew up wrestling. He started wrestling when he was like 4 or 5.
Well, that takedown,
but
that shit was gnarly.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, we got it to the ground and then he couldn't execute it.
It's like, but Tynan's like didn't even try to stop it.
No, he didn't.
That's like when Gordon fought Nicky and gave him his leg.
It wasn't as.
Yeah.
It wasn't that because
it wasn't blatant like
that. Because J-Rod fucking
he hit him with that shit. I think he
was
surprised for sure.
Yeah. But you're right. He didn't try to fight against it. He just went with it, went to the ground, but it wasn't as like he baited it or anything like that.
I very rarely stop takedowns. One, I'm not very good at stopping them, but two, we're trying to do jiu-jitsu. We're not doing
you're trying to get to the ground.
Yeah. So it's like, cool, you just gave it to me. You know what I mean? Like, that was a good match though, but you could see that Tynan was just because Tynan ended up on his back, right?
It took almost towards the end of the match. He finally got to his back. Like
he
just worked
able
his
to
game
catch
the whole
him.
time.
Yeah.
Got it and then took his back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then got the rear naked choke, I think, right?
Yeah, and then Tynan had him in that weird heel hook position a couple times that he got DQ'd for at the World Tour. So obviously you can tell he was working that.
But those rules don't apply in
Yeah, no, who's number one is sub only, and there's heel hooks and shit like that. So the thing, man, I love Tynan. Tynan's probably one of my favorite fighters right now coming up. Or not coming up. Yeah, one of my favorite fighters at black belt. I kind of follow his career pretty heavily. All the AOJ competitors are fucking next level.
At Worlds, I was super disappointed at the amount of people that got DQ'd. Like,
they're not fucking around anymore.
All the big names pretty much got DQ'd, and so at the end of the finals, you're like, damn.
Who are these guys?
Yeah.
Dude, the crazy thing is the same thing happened at the Brazilian Nationals.
Oh, really?
The Brasileiros, whatever the fuck you call it. Dude, the ultra final was a DQ. And then I think they made the dudes who got third fight. There was some weird other fight they did, but the ultra and another one was almost DQ'd. Like they were handing out penalties like crazy. So they're trying to get it more, I think,
stringent and more.
Like more. They're trying to enforce the rules more, but they're also trying to make it more exciting because they've changed like the stalling rules and all that shit. Because the one at ultra got DQ'd for stalling. So they ended the match because of stalling.
The big dude.
No, in ultra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because he was holding. So the rule, he had the belt. So
No, not at Worlds, at the Brasileiros.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good fight. It's just the thing, like I said, like I love the AOJ competitors. I think they're on the highest level there probably is. It's probably them and Atos right now.
They're super technical.
Yeah. Them and Atos are probably the best competitors in the world. Stop bringing those fucking kids out, dog. Fuck those kids. Those kids from AOJ.
Oh, the chant and they're on the crowd.
Well, he made it a big point to bring that girl on the mat. Every fucking fight, they bring the people on the mat. It's like, man, fuck those kids. You go to a tournament. We're in Southern California, the same place as AOJ. So a lot of times there's AOJ, maybe not the high-level competitors, but there's people always competing. Those kids are bad as fuck, dude. They're always running around in their fucking AOJ shirts, being all bad and shit, like they own the place.
Kids.
Man, fuck those Bebe's kids, dog. Leave those kids at home. Keep them for the kids' days.
Yeah. And then what's the next one? Was Diego Pato, wasn't it?
Victor Hugo, Javier Zaruski.
That was a good one too.
Oh, dude, Victor Hugo is a fucking man. Mm-hmm. And he knew. Everyone knew that he needs to fight Gordon, but he called out fucking Shane Gillis.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I mean, he fought Gordon. Let's be honest. He fought Gordon last time.
Where?
If you look, I don't remember where he fought him, but he fought Gordon, and Gordon smashed him.
But you got 2 years of Victor Hugo fucking everyone up, and then you got Gordon.
But like, if you go watch it, it was bad.
So do you think Gordon's level still on the same level he was based on
No,
his fight?
I think he's gone up higher.
You think so?
Yeah.
You got to find out. Victor Hugo's probably his best test. I mean, no disrespect to Yuri, but Yuri's gonna get smashed with a fucking super fight. Mm-hmm. Like, it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be so quick they're doing 2 super fights.
Oh, are they?
That's what I heard. That it's 2. Gordon's doing 1 Saturday, 1 Sunday.
What was the second one?
They haven't announced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The next one was Couch versus Jonathan Gracie. I did not expect that. I knew Jonathan was on the come up.
He looked way bigger than
Dude, and
Couch.
he weighed less than Couch.
But Couch was taller.
But yeah, and he weighed less than him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Couch weighed like half a pound more.
He looked bigger.
Man, so I don't. You got to look into him, Jonathan Gracie. He's actually not a Gracie, which is the funny part. His dad just named him that. But he won the Worlds in 22 in the gi and got DQ'd for steroids.
You can see it.
So they took his shit away. So he has. I don't think he's done IBJJF since. Maybe this was his first year back. Maybe he did do the Worlds this year. I can't remember. But dude, he looks unstoppable. He fucked up J-Rod in FPI like a month ago.
Yeah.
He fucked up J-Rod. Yeah. It wasn't even like a fight. And then, dude,
I'll be honest. I haven't seen much of Jacob Couch competing recently. So.
He hasn't been competing. I think since he won ADCC, he was just focusing on training for that. But like. The thing that I think the knock on Jonathan Gracie right now is that he's not going for submissions. He's playing like the IBJJF points game. But, dude, he had Couch mounted and Couch couldn't do shit.
He couldn't get out of it at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the next one that hasn't exploded yet that's about to explode because
he dominated him.
He looks cool. He's fucking aggressive. He just needs to start submitting people.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he subbed J-Rod either. I think he just dominated him like the same kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
but that was crazy to watch him get on mount and Couch and the way that he like pressured him and like held him down, like.
And not only that, but Couch looked uncomfortable. It wasn't just like he had him mounted and he was.
Well, he also had that like. Was it Kasumakatami or whatever?
Kasumakatami.
He was in that for a while.
Well, he was going for an arm triangle. That's what they kept saying.
And he had his leg hooked around and he was trying to defend and like they were saying he's gonna have to let that go to try to create a scramble.
Dude,
but he fucking just didn't get out of it.
Couch gave him the arm triangle.
Yeah.
They're like, do not shave the face, and he shaved the face, and he's like, oh, now you're in an arm triangle, dog.
Yeah.
Like when you're getting mounted like that, you got to push the hips, or you got to frame from the inside. You can't try to come over and shave the face. That's how you get arm triangle. Yeah. Like, dude, and he looked uncomfortable.
Dude, his face, like you could tell his face. Like the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, that is a lot.
And those dudes aren't even that big. They're 185.
Yeah, but that looked like his face is turning red. I was like, that's a lot of suck right there.
Yeah. I would love to roll with a high level competitor like that.
So that type of pressure.
Yeah, one of my boys. I don't really know him that good. I call him my boy, but one of the dudes I'm friends with, fucking Andrew from Alliance and Redlands. He rolled with Nicky Rod, and I was like, what was it like? And he was like I was a baby.
Yeah, I bet.
And this fool's 6'4", 320. He's fucking huge. Yeah. And he said J-Rod just beat him up, or Nicky Rod just beat him up like he was a kid.
I mean, Nicky Rod's on another level, though.
Dude,
he's up there. When you talk about the elite of the elite, he's up there.
The problem is, though, he's got that J-Rod shit where he's not really throwing subs out there. He's just dominating fools.
Yeah, a lot of pressure passing.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
But he's got his body lock passing. It just fucks everyone.
The Roddy lock, dog. But Jonathan Gracie, I think he's the next one, dude. Or however the fuck you say his name. He's the next dude. He just, like I said, he's just got to start trying to sub people.
I thought that Jacob Couch would have a better showing.
I did too, dude. Couch is the legit, dude.
Yeah, I thought he would have a better showing, but
I think a lot of those Pedigo guys kind of get in their heads. The only one that really doesn't is Pixley.
I'm not gonna lie, since they changed from their Daisy Fresh gym, it feels like they kind of, nothing against them, but it feels like they kind of lost that.
That was Wiltsey's.
grind.
That was Wiltsey's thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I live here because I grind. Because he had money to not live there at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost that grind, but he did go. And Jacob Couch said he did move into like one of the other. There's like another school that's kind of grimy there. They own like another side school, and he was like sleeping there with the guys and stuff like that, trying to get back into that mindset. Yeah.
I mean that's what happens in all fightings. No fighters come from silk sheets. You know what I mean? I mean those guys don't got silk sheets yet, but. Yeah, it's like
they're comfortable.
They're
not what they were
versus like their whole life was grinding to get better to get to.
Well, I mean, they're in a comfortable place. When they all started at Daisy Fresh, they had no money. Yeah. They were going to fucking
handfuls of soap.
Like they had to make it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Handfuls of soap, fucking to wash your clothes. Like there was no plan B.
Yeah.
Like, you had to fucking make this work. And now they're making it work. They're making some sales off their YouTube. They got the gym going. Like, nothing against them. I think they're still a great team. But, yeah, I think they need something.
I think a couple more years they'll be back where they were, because even Heath talked about it. He's like, we're not a black belt, like a black belt level competitor school.
Yeah.
He's like, we're a novice school that we're trying to be a black belt competitor school. They only got 3 black belts. Yeah. Maybe 4. I mean, so they got Clay Mayfield in Tennessee. They got Couch, and if you still want to consider Wiltsey, I think that's it. I think there might be some other black belts there, but don't they're older Masters competitors, and then Heath.
Yeah, and then they have brown belts.
A couple brown belts, a couple purple belts, but it's a lot white and blue. At white and blue, they're still fucking dominating. Yeah. Even I think at purple, they're still putting in that work. It's just they're trying to get to the level to have that kind of competitor, and I think they probably got the same thing as B Team going on, where it's like, Heath is a great instructor, and I think he's a great professor, and he's a great competitor coach, but they just don't have the competitors to be where they need to be. Yeah. So probably Pixley probably crushes everyone.
Yeah, he's a wrestler.
The wrestler kid, yeah. And then Couch probably crushes everyone. And the brown belts, I can't think of their names right now. They're probably crushing everybody, Yeah. Same thing with fucking the Australian little homie, I can't think of his name, Spatch. They probably crush everyone, you know what I mean? So they don't have the level to get pushed. They need to, I know they preach about it a lot, but they need to go cross-train at a high-level school, but probably in their area, no one wants to train with them.
Yeah, because they go hard all the time.
They go hard, yeah. But the next fight was Pato versus Hokage, and Fabricio Andre was putting it on Pato for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just kind of putting him in bad positions.
He had him in that, the crucifix kind of setup for a while, going for that choke. He was dangerous. I was like, man, but you know what I was impressed with? Pato stayed calm.
Yeah, if you watch his face
never changed. He stayed fucking calm. In the bad positions, he stayed calm. And then to watch how flexible he is. When he was at our gym, I watched this fucking guy grab his ankle, bring it up to his chest, his ankle, his fucking foot, and slide it across his chest like this to get back into a position with someone.
Omar knows that. You ever notice that?
And I was like, God, it's insane. Like, the level of flexibility is freaking wild. And then, it comes into play when he was breaking the fucking Kimura. He was bending his leg and using his foot to break the Kimura. I was like, damn, that's fucking genius. Nice. But you're not gonna hit that unless you're that flexible.
Yeah. It's the year of the duck, dog. Fucking Pato's out there winning everything.
And then he got the back, and that was game. As soon as he started taking his back, I was like, it's game over.
It's game over, dude. When he got that choke,
that's his game right there.
Yeah, man.
That was such a good match. I really liked that match.
See, that was probably a good move for Pato, going from wherever he was in Brazil to AOJ.
Now, did you see where he was after?
Yeah, I did. He's not leaving, dude. He's 145 pounds. How well do you think he does against dudes cutting to 180, 182 or whatever it is?
We'll see. I mean, I wonder if he was $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, I bet Pato does pretty good, yearly. But, man, $1 million is going to change most people's lives. But fuck.
What we're talking about is Diego Pato posted that he was at the B Team gym saying he's here for his invite or something like that. So.
I think he's kind of joking, but that may piss off Mo.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Mo isn't in a position to be like, get butthurt and lose another big. Yeah. Someone was posting the full card. They were showing like 80
hold on.
Card, and it was like.
Let's talk about the last fight real quick, and we'll go back to that. Gordon Ryan versus Josh Sonder. You guys got to look into Josh Sonder. I looked into him kind of at the surface level. So he's really known because he got his brown belt in 2 years. From nothing to brown belt in 2 years. He's only been training about 4.5 or 5 years.
4 years. That's what he said.
And he talks about his stack online, I guess, pretty often. And he's good. I watched a couple of his fights. Dude's good. But dude, Gordon could have subbed him in 20 seconds, but he wanted to put on a show, I think.
No,
because he had him in that heel hook.
He said he tried to submit him.
I don't know. That heel hook looked pretty deep to me.
Well, he said he tried to submit him right off the bat in the beginning. He said it because he wasn't feeling good in the back. He started getting nauseous, so he's like, I'm just going to come here and try to finish it. But he was able to block it and to get out of it. And so it ended up turning into a bit of a match. But the way he set that last heel hook up in, where he hooked his foot in, kind of stepped back, kind of rode him for a while, and then brought that leg over, I was like, damn, that's a good setup.
Yeah. Dude, Gordon's a fucking man. He's kind of a little well, we all know he's a little cuck, but otherwise, he's a fucking man, dude.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, he's not fucking around.
No. And he was looking pretty fit. Not as big as his previous, how he looked in the past, but he's looking pretty big. He's getting there.
Did we? So that's kind of it for who's number one. So we haven't talked about this I guess, on the podcast yet. But both the Ruotolo brothers are
yeah.
doing CJI now. So
Yeah. I was reading online and people were thinking that because they're in contract with one championship or one FC or whatever you want to call it.
I don't.
So they weren't. So people were saying they're probably not going to come over.
Yeah, even that was I said that too.
But people are saying that the guy that owns fucking one championship or whatever.
Chaudhry.
He fucking hates Mo.
Oh.
And said that more than likely the only reason he allowed him is just kind of a fuck you to ADCC. I'm gonna let them go over here and compete.
I would guess that Tenori, the guy that used to own Ruka, is their manager. That's my feeling. I don't know if that's what he does or not, but I think he's their manager. And Cade talked about how they had a clause in there saying that they were allowed to grapple outside of one.
Grapple, not fight.
Yeah.
So maybe there's that clause.
It wasn't an exclusive jiu-jitsu contract with one. So that's how they were able to get out. But I believe the Chaudhry thing too, because Chaudhry's out there taking over the world. One is the biggest fight organization in the world because it gets more numbers than the UFC does, but it's just international.
Overseas in Asia, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same way Pride was and like some of these other fight companies overseas. Is they just have more people. Yeah. And so they have better promotion, bigger promotion. That's why, UFC bought Pride and bought all those other companies out because they were the companies that were like
threatening them.
Yeah, because they had such big promotions, So I can see why that happened.
Selfishly, I'm trying to see those boys get it in the fucking finals together. Because someone's leaving hurt. They're not fucking around. Those dudes will fuck each other up.
Yeah, and they're on the opposite card, I think. Is what they
for
said.
sure they're not putting them on the same side of the bracket. Yeah, the opposite sides of the bracket. It's to set up them in the finals. But man, that would be...
But there's a lot of really good competitors.
Minus 80's popping, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be... The whole card...
It's going to be on fire, dude. I got my tickets. What's up?
Yeah, that shit's going to be crazy.
I had to get shitty tickets because I went on. I didn't see what time they said they were going to release them, so I kept checking. Then I got busy, and I checked at noon. They let them out at 11. All the prime seating was single tickets left. So people, bought in groups, so it's just a single tickets in between. So we ended up in the nosebleeds, but it's not, dude, it's a basketball stadium. It's not, there's no real bad seats.
Yeah.
And from ADCC 2 years ago now, when the Ruotolos were fighting, was the most the crowd was cracking.
Yeah.
It was, dude,
their matches are insane. They just go hard.
So I don't know if, probably people remember, but Ty got third in the absolute.
That's crazy,
dude. I thought he beat Marigali. I think Marigali beat him on 2 points.
The thing
but
was
he fucked up Marigali.
I feel like, how we were talking about J-Raw's trying to focus more on grappling and not
submission hunters.
Yeah, not being so I don't want to say spazzy, but using athleticism.
Yeah,
that's where Cade and the Ruotolo brothers that's it. That's their game. They're fucking They're jumping on shit. They're flying around. They're so athletic and that's their game. And they bought full into that. But they're also really technical.
They're super technical.
Yeah.
They're submission hunters. They can play that spaz game or whatever, but they're finishing submissions.
Yeah, they're finishing them. Yeah. What is it? The last match where he caught the guillotine or whatever.
Yeah.
Just boom, boom, caught it. It was fuck.
Well, like I said, Marigali and Ty, the short hair one, were going after each other at ADCC, and then Ty had him in a fucking darce. Dude, Ty caught that darce and locked it up, dude. The crowd erupted. There was two. That was the quarterfinals. So there was 2 other big matches going on at the time. Ty hit the fucking camera for the Megatron or whatever was on Ty and fucking Marigali. Dude, it went wild. You ever been to a big sporting event and they hit a home a big baseball game, they hit a home run and the whole place is vibrating? That's how it was. Dude, that's how it was. Dude. Yeah. It was insane. And then when Cade beat it was Mika, right, for the finals? It went fucking crazy, dude. That's gonna be, if those dudes end up
in the finals,
dude, it's such a good chance they get there because the best dude, no disrespect to Nicky Ryan, but the best dude in that division is probably Joseph Chen. And I don't think he's on the level of the Ruotolo brothers. Those dudes got fucking 20 years. They're 22 years old. They have 20 years of grappling experience.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Do you know anything about their story?
Yeah.
So they just came out with the documentary. It's called Roots, and their dad is not their dad; it's their stepdad. I didn't know that until recently. But so their mom had the 2 boys, and then met the dad, and they're on their first date. He was like, "What?" They were talking about the kids, and she was like, "Yeah, as soon as my kids get old enough, I want to put them into jiu-jitsu because I love the UFC." And the dad was like, I'm a jiu-jitsu blue belt. She didn't know. And then I think that's what locked them together. So, like, their entire life
is jiu-jitsu.
Well,
they also did surfing. They have other sports that they enjoyed.
That's only because you can't train jiu-jitsu 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so, I mean, they did have other things that they did, like surfing and, like, and that's where you get the way they talk is total, like,
what's up, dude?
It's SoCal, like, on the beach, like, surfer type of demeanor that they have. That's because I grew up.
They started doing jiu-jitsu in diapers, legitimately. The mom said, once you guys are potty trained, you can start doing jiu-jitsu. So she said that she told them that, and they were potty trained the next day.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, dude. They're fucking Rutellos, or...
I mean, they're part of this first... They're kind of part of this first generation of kids
that came up. Yeah. It's them, Mika, Cole Botson.
Imagine when they get to Masters. Like, dude, that's going to be crazy. I mean, they might be retired by then.
That's what I think. I think that those kind of dudes, like I said, the Rutellos, Mika, and Cole, they're going to be so accomplished by the time they're 32 or 33 when they can't really compete at adult anymore that they'll never compete again because they don't need to. Just like the Mendez brothers. Those dudes
they just have their school.
Dude, they're younger than us.
Yeah.
Both the Mendez brothers are younger than us. Yeah. But it's I think Hoffa's like a fucking 9-time world champion or some shit between Gi and Nogi.
I think it's 8.
Between both?
Between both?
I think between Nogi, I think it is 8 between the both. Then I think he's a 2-time ADCC champion. Like,
yeah.
And then now they're just balling out of control, fucking owning schools.
And their schools are... The thing about their schools, too, is they're fucking nice, bro.
Dude, that one in Mission Viejo, they probably put millions into.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Millions into it. Well, like that, there's an Autos opening in Beaumont. Fuck, dude. Galval must have $5 million into that place.
Really?
Dude,
I haven't seen it.
So they said it was supposed to open in December or January. That's 6 months ago. So they probably had it for 6 months before that. So that's a year of paying rent on a building with nothing in it. And it used to be like an EOS Fitness.
Okay.
It's probably 25,000 square feet.
Damn.
Well, just think it's $1. It's not $1, but let's say it's $1 a square foot. That's 25 G's for a month with no money coming back in from it. It's probably more than that. Did you see the pricing? Dude, 6-month pricing, I think if you do a 6-month contract, I think it's $275 a month or $350 a month, something like that. A year, I think it's $250 a month. And if you want to pay monthly, it's $400 and something, and a day pass is $100.
That's wild.
Dude, they're not going to last. Beaumont is not that market, So there are boys out there that were kind of sweating it, I think, maybe. I mean, they didn't tell me they were sweating it, but
yeah, you can tell.
You would imagine that they're sweating it.
Yeah.
They're going to be all right, because who's going to pay? Dude, all right, first of all, this is a good example. Brianna was telling someone about that, and they're like, who's Autos? Everybody knows Gracie Baja. Everyone knows Gracie Omaita.
The name, yeah.
If it doesn't say Gracie, ain't nobody knows
if you're not
in jiu-jitsu,
your average person is going to be like, oh, Autos. They're going to be like, oh, Gracie or Autos?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that has Gracie in it, so I'm going to go to Gracie. Yeah. I can see what you're saying.
And if you don't want to be at Crayonch, fucking, you got to stay with your team, you know what I'm saying? But if I was in Beaumont, I don't think that would even be that hard of a choice. I mean, if Galval was teaching, maybe I would go.
We were talking about Diego Pato, and go back to that real quick. We didn't even talk. He was talking shit at the end. We was calling people out. He's like, you want to call yourself the champ?
Talk that shit, Pato.
He was like, in short, he was like, you want to call yourself a champ, but you're only doing no gi. He's like, come over here and do gi. Do both. He's like, I'm doing both. He's like, come do gi. And then call yourself a champ, basically.
You got to
do both to be. I was like, damn.
I need you to name this episode Talk That Shit. Yeah, he was. I forgot about that. Yeah. He was talking shit.
Yeah.
Fucking.
He was doing it politely, though.
I think that should. I mean, but his English, what's funny?
His English is pretty good.
In the interview, it's not very good, probably because he was gassed out. That motherfucker speaks perfect English.
Yeah,
his English is perfect.
Yeah. I was when he came. I thought for a minute, like, asking him questions might be hard, but he came over, we asked him some questions, he answered the questions, great English.
Yeah.
Like,
I talked to him for like 5 minutes, so dude, his English is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, he was saying, I was talking about.
He's also a really good teacher.
Yeah. Omar was kind of giving me looks like, what the fuck are you saying? And then he was just answering, and then he kind of looked like, what the fuck? Like, he wasn't, like, Omar has great English, but, I mean, Pato's English is even better. Yeah. I mean, that was such a, man, that was a cool thing, and then, like, I can't remember someone brought it up, and they're like, hey, remember that dude? It was like a joke. We're like, yeah, remember that dude that just came and fucked everybody up? We were talking about Pato. He fucking leg locked everybody.
Yep.
All of, like, the decent dudes at our school, and then all the good
ones. Even the big guys.
He fucked me up.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. It's good.
Yeah.
It's cool that we can get to experience someone at that level. come to our gym.
Yeah.
And then, like, I mean, this is the second time he came to our gym. But this time it was more like, I felt it was more...
Well, he taught. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a seminar or even just...
Yeah, he just taught a class.
He taught a class,
Yeah, which I thought was freaking
super
cool. And he
cool.
said he's going to come back and do a seminar. But
Yeah.
I think that's one of... I love the fact that we get some high-level fucking people. And maybe not everyone in our gym understand
I had
who
people
he is.
ask me who he was.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I was excited. I mean, but not everyone's going to know jiu-jitsu the same way. You know, they're not going to be in deep. So, like we were talking about, Atos versus Grace. Some people just train jiu-jitsu just to get movement, get sweat, to work out, but they're not super deep into the
Well,
culture.
that's because we're like at a master's level school. It's all older people.
Yeah.
Back to the Pato thing real quick. It's funny because like I recognized him and Taliesin when they walked in the first time. And Dan walked in a little bit late, and I had my phone on me because I knew Brianna was getting promoted that day. I think whatever. I had my phone on me because it was a promotion day. And Dan, I see my phone go off. And Dan's like, yo, dude, fucking Diego Pato and Taliesin Suarez just walked in. And I looked, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's who they were. And so, like, but nobody else knew who the fuck they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, that's a well, one more thing before we segue. It was a good segue, but I'm going to ruin it. Mackenzie Dern versus fucking Fionn Davies at CJI.
I'm really curious about that fight.
I am too.
Because, Mackenzie Dern hasn't grappled in a while, but she's no fucking slouch in grappling.
Yeah.
She's a fucking world champ.
Multiple time world champion.
So she just hasn't focused on it. Now, I wonder, remember how we talk about, I think we talked about like a UFC fighter, how their game is in jiu-jitsu. They're really good at pressuring. Like they just hold people down, you get that pressure. Yeah. And so I wonder if that's changed her game a bit, and maybe even more smashing.
Yeah, you would hope so.
You know, more pressure. Yeah. So, but what's her name? Fionn? She's a fucking savage.
She's probably the best small girl in the world right now.
Yeah. So the fact that I think the fact that matchup is even happening without Mackenzie Dern getting some like warm-up matches is kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, she's like you said, she's one of the top women jiu-jitsu fighters of all time.
But that's like.
She's not very old. She's like 28.
Yeah, but she hasn't grappled in a while.
You know, I think that's her problem in the UFC is that she kind of focused on striking, but every time
instead of going to her A game.
Yeah, but every time you see her, it's grappling with her dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, to imagine just having your dad being Megaton as your your North Star, just pushing you always. You know what I mean? Like they posted a picture the other day, and they both look like they just got beat up.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, dang.
I was like, he didn't
how
look
fucking hard.
I was like, it didn't look like he took it easy on her. I saw that picture. I was like, he looked like he just smashed her.
I don't know what Mackenzie's done in Nogi. I'd have to look it up. So I don't know if she's a Nogi world champion or anything, but that's going to be, I think, the defining factor is how good is her Nogi, because her gi is on another level, but so is Fionn. I mean, that would be a good fight in the gi or no gi.
Well, Fionn's a world's champ, right?
They both are. They both have won worlds in the gi and no gi. Yeah. Well, I don't know about no gi for Mackenzie, but I think Fionn's won both, gi and no gi.
That's such a good matchup, though.
Dude, yeah, that's probably the best matchup they could have made for a super fight for Fionn. Yeah. I think the only thing better would have been Gabby Pisano. But
Gabby was. I think Gabby was.
Well, I didn't realize how much bigger Gabby is.
Gabby's huge.
Yeah. So, but Mackenzie fights at 115.
That's so crazy.
Sorry. 125. 125 she fights at.
What is that they're fighting? Oh no.
I don't know what Fionn fights at.
What are they fighting at for this?
I would have guessed around there. Yeah. Or maybe a little bit more because they don't have to cut weight. But yeah, dude, that fucking, it's popping. Yeah, I didn't expect to go this long. We both kind of had nothing to talk about, so we kind of went over some subjects and shit. And we'll talk about your subject second.
No, I want to do that in its own. I think that's its own thing.
So I have a subject to talk about, and it's like just etiquette in your gym. Tell me how you think about this. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll preface this by I was wrong, and I almost fought a 16-year-old on Tuesday in class. Were you there?
No.
So that must have been,
oh no, I must not have been.
Maybe
there
it was Wednesday.
I think it was Wednesday.
I almost fought a 16-year-old in our class. I shouldn't have done that. Let me start by saying that. But I was ready to fight him. And he's a giant person, too. He's not a little guy. Yeah. So it would have been fair. Maybe. I don't know. But, so we have a new kid at our school that he's been there before. He left for kind of funny reasons. And now he's back, but he just has a super bad attitude. And it's like when he's on the mat, it's only him on the mat. It's how it's like his mindset. Every fight is 80cc. And he does mad illegal shit, which, hey, I'm trying to toe hold everyone I roll with. If you give me your leg, I will try to toe hold you. But I'm not trying to toe hold white belts or kids or even really blue belts. Like 3-4 stripe blue belts, I'll start going on, but I won't crank them. I'll grab them just to get the mechanics going, right? So before I go into the toe hold, like 2 weeks ago, he flying scissor takedown one of the kids, and I saw his knee go like this. If that kid was not a kid, he would have no knee no more. You know what I mean? And it bothers me. And I was watching because he throws people onto people always, and he's falling all over the place.
I'll say this: I understand what he wants to be.
I do too,
and his goal. But I think it's just tough because I get what he's trying to do, and it's one thing to be aggressive and roll and do like legal shit.
Yeah.
It's like cool, go for it, go for your arm bars, go for your triangle, be aggressive, whatever. You're just that's jujitsu.
Yeah.
But when you start doing things like, trying to toe hold kids or going for legal things that are only even allowed in ADCC, like that's just not the type of gym we are.
But also, like, maybe his jiu-jitsu is better than mine. I can't say it's not.
He's fucking good.
But I know for a fact he doesn't know how to control a toe hold.
Yeah.
It's 100% or nothing.
Yeah.
And he was like, I wasn't even going hard, and the kid's foot was bent in half.
Yeah.
And the kid he was going with is a young kid. He's a brand new blue belt, just turned 16, so just got his blue belt, just got allowed to have a blue belt. He doesn't know how to tap from a toe hold.
Yeah.
I've put adults in toe holds, like when I'm like rolling with them, and they don't know to tap because it doesn't feel like anything
until it's too late.
Until it's too late.
Yeah.
Because one time I had one of the dudes who just got promoted to purple belt. I had him in a toe hold, and he was fighting it, so I was giving it pressure. He was fighting it, and I could feel his legs start to lock out, and I let it go and let him smash me. And then he was like, what was that thing you had me in? And I was like, a fucking toe hold, dude. Like, your shit's going to blow up if you don't tap. I was like, hey, next time someone grabs us on you, just tap. Like, we're here just to learn. Like, it's not ADCC. It doesn't mean anything to tap. You know what I mean?
It's a tough one because the kid's good. You got to give him
that kid will be the best competitor at our school if he makes it, but he's not going to make it.
He's really fucking good. He's got the drive. I think he just needs to be focused in and like.
Let me be a little hater for a second. He's really good for being his belt and his age. His grappling, really good. His jiu-jitsu, average for his belt.
I mean, I've seen him roll with some higher level belts.
But he's bigger than everybody.
He is big. He's big.
Yeah.
And he's young, so he has that. All of us are older, so he's got that.
He's got cardio. He's got the ability to be aggressive. You know what I mean? But I seen Derek give it to him.
Yeah.
They're the same age.
I've seen him.
Dude's bigger than Derek too.
Yeah. I've seen him had it put on him for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just a tough situation. I think.
It just bothers me because so I don't have a problem. I never had a problem with the kid. I was like, that kid's fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, he's good. Like that kid could be something in jiu-jitsu. Like if he was able to focus it and go on and progress and compete and do all the. First of all, a kid doesn't even compete.
Well, here's a good example. Gordon's match. He just had.
Yep.
He got the heel hook.
Yep.
Did he rip it?
No. He was like, hey, I didn't even want to go that hard.
Yeah,
but homeboy didn't want to tap,
so he kept
going.
But that's the difference. And even Mikey Musumeci mentioned it. He's like, if you have to crank something, it's because you don't have good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So and then,
you have to control someone first.
Yeah.
And then you can apply the submission.
Yeah.
And you do it in a controlled manner.
Yeah.
That's where I think that he's kind of lacking.
It's just a mental thing. Kid's young, and I can't hate him for being young, but it's like, man, we're here to help you. Like, maybe you can do jiu-jitsu better than me, but I understand so much more than jiu-jitsu.
He just always seems angry.
Yeah, which maybe his home situation's not good or like that, but dude, you got to find people that are willing to help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what life is about.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find that when you're 16, because I was that little aggressive kid when I was 16. But you have to learn how to be humbled and just like don't argue just because you want to argue. And it's like, dude, I'll mentally beat you in every aspect, and I'm not dumb. I won't try to wrestle with you. I'll sit down, and then you don't know how to play half guard because I've watched him play it. So it's like, because he was like, why don't you and I roll next? This is a combat sport. And I was like, dude, you don't want that. Because one, I'm mad, so I'm going to grab someone, and it ain't going to be good for you. Maybe you beat me. But if I catch something, it's, as Omar says, it's over for you. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, like, so I don't know how to stand on that, because I brought it up to a couple different people, and they're like, well, what about this person and what about that person? I was like, well, how come no one talks about him? How come no one talks to him? And they're like, oh, I don't want to overstep. And I was like, no, fuck that, overstep. Like, maybe you guys get in an argument, but then you come to an agreement, you know, on that. Like, that's what life is about, being able to argue and make waves, and then, you know what, maybe you're right, maybe I'm right, we go 50% in the middle and things get better, because I started this conversation. The reason I don't like that kid is when he came back, he fell on me like 4 or 5 times. Like when I was rolling, like fell on my ankles, fell on my knees, and it's like, maybe luckily I'm not as fat as I used to be, and my knees are a little bit stronger, so they didn't get hurt. And then last week, I was sitting on the side of the mat after like a hard round, and he fell and stomped right on my knee sideways. stepped right on my fucking knee and it hit the mat. It was on top of my other knee and it smashed down and hit the mat. I got lucky my shit didn't blow out. It was sore for like 2 days, and then after I yelled at him, he's rolling again and then he fucking steps on me and Joey's face. Falls back and he steps on the back of my head and stomps on Joey's face. And I'm like, yo, dude, this is not fucking ADCC. Like, you don't even fucking compete. You're just in here going hard on a fucking Tuesday because whatever. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe he should compete.
Yeah,
or have him go out where it really matters. And be like, go do this in and see how you are.
To either win or get humbled.
Yeah. Either you're going to go out and smash everybody, or you're going to come back and we're going to be like, calm the fuck down, start focusing on technique.
Yeah.
Like, there is a time and place to roll the way he rolls.
I agree. I don't think he's even wrong. He's just going about it a wrong way. I should have told him this in the heat of me yelling at him, telling him I was going to fight him. It's like, dude, you want to go hard like that? Wait till after class. Tell your mom to come 20 minutes later.
Mm-hmm. Pick someone.
40% of those motherfuckers will give it to you. You know what I mean? Like, if he said, hey, do you want to wait after class? Sure. Yeah. I'll go with you. Because I want to see what I can do against him wrestling, and then I want to see what I can do against him. Yeah. And he's not going to hurt me. If he grabs the toe hold, I'll tap. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll let him get it, and then I'll tap. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the dudes will be his huckleberry. Yeah. But no, he wants to go super hard in that 20 minutes.
And I think that's the thing. He's just making everyone angry. Yeah. Instead of taking a situation and learning from it. We got a lot of really good guys that he can learn a lot from. But I think you're right. He just needs to calm down a bit.
It's not even about jiu-jitsu. He can learn how to be a man. Yeah. Dude, most of the people at our school, even the ones that probably aren't, most people are pretty calm. They're pretty accomplished. Like, jiu-jitsu's expensive. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of losers there, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
It's dudes who have made it to a certain point of life where we can take 10 hours a week and fucking be idiots and do jiu-jitsu. Like, we shouldn't be doing jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's so much to learn from every person. We got law enforcement people. We have business people. We have people that aren't business people but have families, and they can teach you about you know what I mean? There's so much you can learn.
How to grow as a person.
Yeah, you can learn in that gym so much more than technique.
Yeah, I agree with
you.
And
I bet all gyms are like that. You know? Even like Daisy Fresh. Those fools are the grimiest motherfuckers out there when they were still Daisy Fresh. There's so much you could learn from everybody. You know, there was a dude that was a Marine. There was a dude that's on the streets, and now he's making it. There's a dude who had the worst attitude in NCAA, and now he's in the jiu-jitsu gym teaching people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. I think it's a tough one. Yeah. I don't know how that situation is going to play out. I hope that he can stick around, because I think I agree. I think he could definitely be someone in jiu-jitsu. He could
at least attempt to be.
Yeah, he's got it, but he does have to learn a little bit of humility and a little bit of, like, hey, we're not training EDC. You want to learn technique, then learn the technique before you start going all crazy. Yeah. Like, I think he probably looks up to the Rotolo brothers and looks up to like what's his name? J-Rod. Yeah. They're game, and that's kind of like what he has. Yeah. But when they're in the gym, I guarantee you they're not pissing people off in the gym. Yeah. They understand when you go with someone younger, you got to control yourself. When you go with someone who's a fucking brown belt, but he's a Masters 5, or he's like an older brown belt, different game style. Like, try to adjust your game differently to that. Don't try to fucking murder everybody. And when you go with someone that has that in them, then you can go full out, So
and even just like on the man strength kind of shit, it's like, if I go 100% versus his 100%, if I catch something, it's pain. Like, he will be hurt. If he catches something on me, it's like, he doesn't have that man strength yet. So it's like he's got to realize that people aren't going as hard as he's going. So he's going, it's ADCC, it's worlds every roll.
Well, and then I have noticed when he does get caught, he gets really angry.
He gets really mad.
It's like,
he just has the wrong attitude.
It's like this is what you're doing jiu-jitsu, just like you said. You're going to get caught. Learn, take that and be like, damn, I got caught. Yeah. How do I avoid it?
Yeah, or
don't be all pissed.
Yeah, don't be mad.
Yeah, don't be mad. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
That's all I got. Well, I mean, I made some calls already. I don't know how it's going to go, but
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I got. If you guys like podcasts,
this was another fucking slow weekend because it's
summer.
Going there's a lot going on.
But there was a lot of jiu-jitsu, so that's good.
The pool calling my name, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to float. Got a margarita. That's it. If you're in the area, you're within 50 miles, you got a fucking pool, you need some entertainment, hit up your boy. I'll come be fat in your pool, you know what I'm saying?
Anyways, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, share this out, all that good stuff. Until next time.
Megaton Lifestyle.